Now, I'm sure you've always heard the eyes are the window to the soul. What we're going to do inside Photoshop here is we're going to fix 4 areas to the eye. And we're going to zoom in on the eyes. The first thing we're going to do is make the iris itself a lot richer and a lot brighter. Then we're going to fix the catch lights inside the eye. From there, if the pupils need to be a little bit darker and a little bit more pronounced, we'll enhance that. And the final phase would be to make the whites of the eyes stand out just a little bit more. The first thing we're going to do is click on the adjustment brush. And I already have a preset named Iris Enhanced. Later in another tutorial, I'll show you how to create your own presets. But for now, the exposure is 0.69, the saturation is 70, the clarity is 66. The clarity is what's going to bring or give you the sharpness to the eye. The saturation is just going to bring back more of the color. Now I'm using a Wacom tablet just because it's a little bit easier to paint with that. The first thing we want to do is click anywhere inside the iris and we just start painting. Now I'm trying to leave just a little bit darker, like a dark rim around the eye, around the iris itself. This will give the iris a little bit more sculpture. There. Once we're done, click on the adjustment brush to lock in the change. Now we just fixed the color of the iris. We brought out the richness of the brown, and we also brought in a little more of the clarity. The second part is we're going to take these catch lights right here and just enhance them. Once again, click on the adjustment brush. Now, I created a preset called catch light. Here it's set, the exposure is to a minus 1.0. The brightness is set at 50. Zooming in on the eye again, we're going to lower the brush just a little bit. And we're going to paint in the effect. Go to the opposite side. And again, slightly just paint it in. Now, if you overdid it, from here, just press the Alt key on a PC, the Option key on a Mac, and that's going to change the brush to an eraser tool. You'll notice it by the minus. Lower the brush size, and then just paint out the effect that you did. At any time, if you want to see exactly what you're painting, press the letter O on your keyboard, and this will change the brushes, or it'll change the overlay on the actual panel, and it'll show you in red what you're painting. Now notice over here, I actually went out of the eye a bit. So again, I'm going to use the eraser, and I'm going to paint away the effect. Once I'm done, select O again on the keyboard, and that'll hide the red mask. Click on the adjustment brush to lock in our changes. The next phase is the pupil. In this case, the pupils actually look very good, but if we want to enhance them just a little bit more, again, here's a preset. On my preset, I just moved everything over to minus 100 or to minus 200. That'll be a good starting point. Make sure the brush is just a little bit smaller than the actual pupil itself. One click, move to the other side, and click again. If you feel the effect is a little bit too dramatic, from here you can always, once the pins are selected, I can change that by dragging the sliders all the way to the right or all the way to the left. In this case, we'll leave the exposure as is, but the brightness, let's move it back and dial it down just a touch. You could either use the sliders or we could just punch in a number. In this case, I want to punch in a minus 150. Hit the Enter key. Lock in the changes by selecting the adjustment brush again. And you'll notice the pins will go away. Now we're going to zoom out and we can see our changes. If at any point in this you feel that something is a little bit overdone, just click on the adjustment brush again, and it's going to show you where these little dots are. These are called pins. The pins are going to show you the changes that you've made. In this case, the eyes were just, the whites of the eyes were still just a little bit too bright for me. So I'm going to click on the 0.25 and let's change it to 0.10. It's going to dial down the effect just a little bit. There, that looks a little bit better. Now the next step is we're going to soften the skin.